Magandang araw sa inyong lahat.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening po sa lahat ng nakikinig po.
Hello to all our viewers from here and around the world.
Napakaganda na ating talentaman ngayong hapon ito.
Isang mainit na pagbati po sa inyong lahat.
Well, friends,
welcome to the Bridges Show. I'm very happy to be here, and I think it should be a really interesting and fun topic.
But there are things you want to learn. So I wanna take it from there and then I listen to them.
meron silang mga mithiin upang maging makabuluhan pa ang pagiging Katoliko. Lalong-lalo na sa susunod na henerasyon.
Sa akin po, sa mga kabataan, use competence as a basis.
In real life, hindi naman talaga tayo tumitigil sa buhay. Kailangan talaga tuloy lang ang buhay kahit anong challenges natin.
Palawan, Cebu, Baguio City, Atty. Dwight, pati La Union. So we are saying that revenge travel is real.
Mas kailangan natin na i-share ang hiwaga ng sining sa mga tao.
Food and health should go hand in hand. So yan ang gusto namin paratingin sa gobyerno.
If you will just devote your life teaching, hindi ka yayaman sa pera, pero yayaman ka sa tao.
Siyempre, ang pinakamaganda po naman sa ating universidad ay yung talagang natuturuan po tayo kung paano maging mabuting tao.
Happy anniversary to Bridges! Here at Bridges, we build bridges of faith, bridges of hope, and bridges of love.
Good afternoon. In today's economic landscape, there's a gap between the skills that an employer needs and the skills that their workforce currently has. And it presents a serious bottleneck for innovation and productivity among most companies. In response to the need for sustained advocacy and educational reform, the Academe, Alumni, Industry, and Government, or AAIG, is at the forefront of initiating collaborative efforts and providing a venue to promote strategic alliances among the different sectors for inclusive and sustainable success. In today's episode of Bridges, let us learn more about AAIG, how it helps navigate the complex challenges of collaboration and its efforts towards closing the gap in fostering engagement with the alumni and the Academe and the government. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, as I go further, I'm Lyndon Soresca, and I'm happy to be back as your host today. I'm a Thomasian, graduate from the College of Commerce, class 1986. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you all once again. To all the first-time viewers, Bridges is a University of Santo Tomas Alumni Association virtual talk show that showcases and provides notable Thomasian alumni an opportunity to share their expertise and experiences in various topics for lifelong learning. So for the first-time tuners to this program, marami pa pong bridges na darating sa mga darating na linggo. Please stay tuned, and there will be more interesting topics that we will be bringing you. In today's episode, the USTAAI Alumni Association and sponsored by TUSO Philippines Corporation will bring you a talk on AAIG. So before we continue, let us ask our audience to please remember to like and share our show and subscribe to our UST Thomasian Alumni Community YouTube channel and follow our Facebook page. Ito po ay isang pagsuporta sa ating programa. Maraming salamat po. Okay, so with that, huwag na natin patagalin. And ang guest natin this afternoon is the convener himself of AAIG. Please give a big hand to Dr. Henry S. Tenedero.
Yay, thank you. Thank you very much, Lyndon, for the very, very kind introduction.
Magandang hapon po din.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to our millions of followers around the
Dean, if
globe.
you may allow me, ano po, may I just make a brief introduction of Dean Henry S. Tenedero? Well, for the information of our audience, staple naman dito sa Bridges ni Dean. In fact, Dean is part and parcel of this program, and Dean for Life Skills for Life Success Program at St. Clair College, si Dr. Henry Tenedero, a former chairman of the board of the UST Alumni Association, who is also the lead convener of the UST Philips and ArtNet Alumni Association, and president of Education for All Development Center. He served as the 2015 president of the prestigious Philippine Marketing Association and director of International Learning Styles Network based in the US, Asia Pacific, and Scandinavia. An acknowledged international educator, motivational and inspirational speaker, he is a product of the University of Santo Tomas, Asian Institute of Management, Harvard University's Multiple Intelligence, and a visiting fellow on refugee studies at Georgetown and Oxford University. He's the author of educational inspiring books and a proud angelpreneur of the Go Negosyo advocacy. He believes that between hope and despair, education is still the best equalizer. Success is a combination of IQ, which is the mind, plus EQ, the heart, plus DQ, which is the grit. So once again, here you have him, ladies and gentlemen. Ang bigat ng ating speaker this afternoon, Dean Henry Tenedero. Magandang hapon po ulit.
Thank you muli, Lyndon, sa iyong napakalusog na pagpapakilala. Pwede na matapos ang ating programa. Tapos na. Good afternoon to all our avid followers. It's a pleasure to be with you this afternoon. Thank you.
Apo. Dean, siguro before we start, AAIG stands for the Academe, the industry.
Yes, yeah.
And government. It's a convergence. Actually, we are promoting an upcoming program on AAIG Convergence. So siguro bago natin ilatag ito lahat, what AAIG Convergence is all about, what is the advocacy, what are the strategies, how do you plan to operationalize this, what are the tactical steps that we need to take just to make the whole program effective. Siguro saan ba natin uunahin bigyan ng konteksto ito din? Can I mention something about the macroeconomic environment that we're working on, why AAIG will remain to be a very, very relevant institution, or AAIG will be a very, very relevant partnership that will institutionalize the programs that will promote employment.
Yes, thank you very much. Una sa lahat siguro, balikan natin sandali yung history ng AAIG. AAIG is now on its 5th year. We started in 2019, our first face-to-face summit held at the Juan Meralco Foundation, multipurpose. The motivation back then was simply to champion societal causes. We believe that an alumni association should be more than just a social club. It is not only a fellowship gathering of people, but an alumni association can actually espouse and embrace relevant societal issues. And being in the Academe, we felt at the time, kami nila Dr. Songko, nila Ma'am Ida Chongko, na why don't we champion what seems to be the missing gap between the Academe and industry? Because at the time, there was a study made by ADB highlighting the fact that our graduates need to be retrained by their employers on subjects which could have been covered during their academic years. And to top it all, this affects the very employability of even our graduates. So sabi namin, parang yung gap has been there for so long a time. So why don't we forge a convergence, a strategic alliances among the four, the academe, alumni, industry, and government. And lo and behold, what we thought was just a one-year thing is now on its 5th year, Lyndon. Kaya napakaganda ng ating history or istorya kung bakit ating ginagawa. At lalo ngayon, balik tayo sa face-to-face through the AAIG 2023 Multisectoral International Conference or Summit. Okay? With the theme, AAIG, New Nexus, and then New Visions, Strategies, upang sa ganun, pagbaybayin natin, especially after the pandemic, we can be assured that what we are talking about is relevant not only to employment, but to the very life of the Filipino people. So yun ang ating konteksto in terms of why are we doing AAIG and why are we keeping it in our lives alive, especially these days. Merong matatag curriculum, kinondense ang curriculum, highlighting for competencies. Nariyan ang talakayan ng pagnegosyo, entrepreneurship. So, one sector cannot do it all alone. We have identified that if only these four sectors will sing the same song, though the song may not be sung in the same tune, but if there's harmony, yun ang convergence, then it might yield productive and more fruitful benefits for our people. Yeah.
Thank you po. Thank you po, Dean, for giving us a very clear background of what AAIG is, and congratulations, AAIG. You are now on your 5th year. Siguro po sa ano po just to put context from the macroeconomic environment para sa ating mga listeners Dean. Gusto lang po namin banggitin na yung mismatch na binabanggit ni Dean Henry kanina tungkol sa industry at academe ay hindi biro. Ang mismatch between the academe and the industry is one of the major causes of unemployment. Unemployment causes poverty, and unemployment causes unemployment is a missed opportunity to most of our professionals, particularly our university graduates. So, Dean, having given that context, kasi sa Philippine labor market, pagka tinanong mo si NEDA, ang sasabihin ni NEDA, 96% ang employment rate. Sa totoo lang, most of the industry experts would say 96%, that's almost a zero employment rate. Ang tanong doon kasi, ang hindi nakita doon, na marami pala doon, mga 6 na milyon, ay hindi talaga employed kasi hindi swelduhan in reality. Kung titingnan natin by way of statistics, malaki talaga din ang impact ng mismatch na this has taken its toll already on the potential income of individuals, particularly those who have graduated from the universities. So, Dean, if I may ask you, what are the pillars or the primary strategy that AAIG is currently embarking on to address such gap or such mismatch?
Any developmental effort has to be inclusive in character and sustainable in scope. What we're seeing, especially when yung trifocalization, yung pinaghiwalay ang CHED, DepEd, TESDA, sa aking pakiwari, nagkaroon ng maraming gaps. In fact, ngayon, recently, there's a big talk concerning the K+10+2, K-12 considering na
Sure.
10 years pa lamang siya, and then yung desired objective na maging employable ang ating mga senior high school graduates ay hindi nagaganap. Sa aking, in my own take is that it's cultural Nasanay ang ating employment industry na mag-hire ng college diploma graduates. And yet, if you look at the real world, many of the successful people did not even appreciate or did not value, were not really valued well academically. The richest man alone, Bill Gates, was a dropout of Harvard University. So, ang metric before kasi ng tagumpay is anchored only on two. Success is equal to IQ, talino, plus EQ, puso. But with the pandemic coming in, a third metric became more prominent. Kailangan real success is a combination of IQ, talino, EQ, puso, and thirdly, DQ, diskarte. So kahit na magaling ka, makisama, mataas ang IQ mo, kung hindi ka marunong dumiskarte, pilit mong dinadaan ang kotse mo sa EDSA na alam mo matraffic, matatraffic ka. Pero kung may diskarte ka, dadaan ka sa small street, ganoon din sa tunay na buhay. Yung OFW hindi makaalis ng bansa dahil sa pandemya, malungkot, pamilya, natuto siyang magluto, yung anak magaling sa online selling, ngayon ayaw niya nang umalis. Diniskarte ng buhay, nasa online food catering na sila. Ganoon din sa trabaho, na hindi lahat ng ating kabataan ay fitted sa the usual, ito yung kailangan gawin mo. Meron talagang mga taong diskarte ang tagumpay Hindi makapagsalita ng tamang English, pero magaling sa basketball. Hindi makakanta, pero magaling makisama. Ito yung multiple intelligence sa sinasabi natin, na lahat ng tao ay may taglay na henyo. Tama ba, Lyndon?
Tama po. Tama po. Tama po din.
No? Your title will not give you the kind of success. You can be successful, you can have a beautiful house, but the tanong is, yung bahay ba nun ay tahanan din? Yung mamahaling higaan ba ay masarap din ang tulog? So, with that philosophy in mind, parang sige mag-usap tayo. Academe, alumni, industry, government, hindi lang usap na basta't usap lang. Laliman natin ang pag-uusap natin para sa ganoon manganak ng magandang kinabukasan para sa ating mga kabataan. Siguro yan ang lamang natin bilang mga Thomasino, Lyndon, na hinubag ang ating pagkatao, hindi lang magkaroon ng magandang kotse, kundi magandang meaningful life. Di ba? Ikaw commerce, ako AB commerce. Sabi ng nanay ko, bakit ka pa maging AB? Hindi ka na dumiretso sa commerce. Kasi mama, pag commerce, first year ka pa lang, pera ka na. Pero pag may AB ka raw, may humanity ka muna, saka pera. Huling banda, pera pa rin. Pero may pagkatao yung pera mo.
Dean, matanong ko lang po, 5 years, such a long period that such collaboration has been existing. Ano po ang ma-highlight niyo dun sa 5 taon na yon na achievement or siguro milestoning tayo? Ano ba ang mga milestones ng 5 taon na yon ng AAIG bago tayo pumunta dun sa ano pa ang gusto nating marating sa susunod na 5 taon?
Very nice. Nung ako'y naging presidente ng Philippine Marketing Association, isang bagay na natutunan ko, kapag ang isang produkto ay tumagal ng 3 taon, meron na siyang brand value. So, halintulad sa AIG, nung unang taon ay laro-laro lamang. Ang ganda ng resulta. Naroon sila Malutikia, AIM President, etc. etc. Napakalusog ng talakayan. So sabi namin nila, Dr. Songko, bakit hindi natin ipagpatuloy ito? Dumating ang pandemya. So, with that challenge, nag-shift kami ng platform. Nag-online platform kami. Tayo naging matagumpay pa rin. Sabi natin, after success, we have to institutionalize and then build up a community of practitioners around the country. So, with the AAIG 2023, my simple wish is for us to be able, a cadre of practitioners in the field. For instance, if we will have participants coming from the teaching sector or from the pharmaceutical sector, in your own little way, how can you put to practice the synergy of the four sectors? Hindi namin sasabihin sa iyo kung paano, pero bibigyan ka namin ng mga paraan, ng inspirasyon, ng motivasyon, kung paano mo i-echo to, kung paano mo isabuhay. Kasi ang elemento pa rin dito, Lyndon, yung tatlo palagi natin sinusundan eh. Sa buhay daw, kailangan muna alamin. Alamin ang dapat mong alamin tungkol sa bagay na gusto mong alamin. Pag alam mo na, pumunta ka na sa second stage, ito yung tinatawag naman na isabuhay. Hindi mo lang dapat alamin cognitively, kundi pasukan mo ng puso, ng passion, at isabuhay mo. Pag yan dalawa ay buo na sa iyong pagkatao, alam mo na isabuhay mo na, and then ibahagi. Giving is the highest form of living. AAIG will stay, we will come and go, but let the legacy of AAIG filter not only in the minds, but also in the hearts and soul of the human spirit, of the Filipino spirit. Then we have done our share. Then we have done our contribution to forging a vibrant, robust, one collective humanity, protecting one ecosystem. Yan ang maganda, Lyndon. Kapag ikaw ay senior citizen na, iba na ang pananalita mo, para ka ba nag-aabol na sa oras. Alam ko yung mga ngiti mong yan ay bato-bato sa langit, tamaan mo magagalit, but age is just a number. The legacy that we leave is the kind of life that we lead. And we lead it not when we are about to die, but as long as we breathe the breath of life. Pasensya na, Lyndon, at aking puso ay bumibilis ang yanig.
That's a very, very passionate statement for Dean. Dean, on the practical sense, how do you plan to, how are you operationalizing? I mean, kasi sa ngayon, no, if you talk about skills gap, bago natin pag-usapan yung very specific na gap between what the industry wants and what the Academe produces. Ang sitwasyon kasi doon, parang before that, meron talagang inherent skills na lacking. No? From many of the employers, kahit pre-pandemic or we're now in the post-pandemic stage, ang sinasabi ng marami sa mga employers natin, yung karamihan daw sa mga bagong graduates natin sa university, lacks loyalty. Alam niyo din, yung panahon natin, loyalty is everything, di ba?
Correct. That's
Hindi
true.
ko alam bakit ganito ang mga bata ngayon. Kasi ito rin na na-observe ko sa mga anak ko eh. No? Pangalawa, inadequacy to perform the requirements. Ibig sabihin ito, andun yung attitude, behavior, hindi lang yung knowledge and skills. Tapos, basic skill, communication, kulang daw parate. Tapos, yung problem solving and analytical skill, kulang. So, Dean, before we move doon sa job-specific requirement ng industry, ano ang programa ngayon ng AAIG to address this very, very basic skill na dapat na nabubuo pa lang sa classroom pa lang? Kasi we know, di ba, education is is building values. That's just skills building. So how is this being built, and how do you plan to address this under the AAIG? Is there a particular program that that is focusing on this?
Okay, that's a very, very insightful question. Let me address it this way. You know, in the midst of 4.0, Industry 4.0, where everything was hastened because of technology, nag-react ang ecosystem that gave us the pandemic. And during the pandemic, we realized that of equal importance are soft skills or values. We got to see people who became more compassionate, more kind, more giving, etc. And after pandemic, we have the tendency to slide back. That's why AI is part of the topics to be considered in our AAIG. But AI is perceived as augmenting humanity. Because we have to understand that we are human beings. We are not human doings. We have technology, but it produces high-tech. What we need now is still to be high-touch. Therefore, incorporating soft skills, like what you said, critical thinking, communication, and communication is not only talking, but you have to communicate beyond the syntax of language. And we can only do that if we ground ourselves to the fundamental basic of the philosophy of man. Why are we here? Kaya yung question palagi, di ba, sa corporate at sa tinatanong, ano ang bakit mo? Alam mo ang ano mo, what? Alam mo kung paano, pero alam mo ba talaga ang bakit mo? So, pag hindi mo alam ang bakit mo, robot ka. Pero pag alam mo ang bakit mo, mas madali mong mapuntahan ang nais mong paroonan. Kaya mga tao sumasakay, pansin ni Lyndon, sumasakay sa MRT, LRT, mga buhaya, actively. Pagsakay ng bagon, mga mukhang patay, tahimik. Why? Because they know the what, magtrabaho. They know the how, where to get off. But deep inside, are they really happy? And that happiness transformed into joy is somehow the subliminal message of AAIG. Usap-usap tayo, Academe, alumni, industry, government. Hindi man tayo magkasundo, at least nag-uusap tayo. As long as wag natin alisin ng respeto, makakabuo tayo ng isang maunlad at masiglang komunidad o pamayanan. Ganun ko gusto sagutin perspektibo yung tanong mo kasi hindi siya 1, 2, 3, 4. Kailangan yung konteksto mo. Bakit ba ako nabubuhay? Am I living without life? Or do I have life? Am I here to eat? To live? Or what? So it gives us a deeper perspective. Talagang iba talaga pag senior na, Lyndon. Talaga yung tanong mo sa buhay. Mga mga tipong, Lord, I'm ready.
I'm happy to hear those idealistic words coming from you po, Dean. At alam niyo po, habang nag-a-advance po tayo sa age, nawawala yung idealism, but you still have that. You still have it. Yun po, ang akin po kasi when you say, sino po ang stakeholders na specifically ninyong ina-address dito? You say na kailangan malaman mo yung the why. Bakit? Ano po ito? Are we referring to the individual students in the classroom? Are we referring to the employees that are already engaged in the industry? Ano po ito? When you say the whys.
The why is a general question that will go back to the very essence of your living. Why are we doing this tete-a-tete? Why are we doing this chit-chat? Why are we promoting AAIG? Because we believe in its purpose of being. Di ba sabi nga sa, bakit may mga centenarians sa Okinawa? Dahil sila naniniwala sa ikigai. Ikigai is a sense of purpose. Di ba? Na kaya palang palawakin o palawigin ang isang buhay na hindi na yung na hindi na saklaw lamang ng gym, exercise, supplements, etc. Na sa pamumuhay mo lang, kung alam mo yung kalaliman ng iyong ng layunin sa buhay, yun lang yung magbibigay sa iyo ng enzymes o ng mga chemicals that will keep you alive. Ay naku, Lyndon, if you have seen me when I was younger, I never looked this as how I look now. I look a lot older because my priorities, my concepts of life is anchored on materialism. Only to realize that you can have a beautiful car na hindi mo kailangan ng Maserati para makarating Makati. You know, it's a way of life. Hindi mo kailangan kahit naka-Amerikana ka, hindi naman makikita naka-shorts tayo, okay lang yan. Ang mahalaga yung ating puso, hindi yung pananamit, hindi yung nakasuot ka ng 250,000, talo naman ang team natin. Walang reference, ha? Walang reference, ha? Hindi, but what I'm saying, go back to the basics. We realize that we can have this communication. I'm in the school right now. If you look at my background, this is a typical library. You know, but we have on the other side a virtual library. We have Tronos, we have mixed reality. Pero every time I do my meetings here, it reminds me of the fundamentals of life. It reminds me, iba pa rin yung hinahawakan mo yung libro. Iba pa rin hinahawakan mo yung dyaryo. Iba pa rin yung, hindi lahat.
And flipping the pages, of course.
Yes,
iba
iba pa rin yung amoy ng papel na, di ba? Yun ang sana may balik natin sa ating mga kabataan. Lalo ngayon, yung road rage, ang dami mga mapapanood, nagkatingin na lang, nagsusuntukan na nung panahon natin. Duruan lang tayo. Ang ginagawa natin, pag medyo malungkot ka, hindi ka nagpapakamatay, ano ginagawa natin nung panahon natin? Chonky lang, okay na. So, hindi. Iba panahon, kailangan ibalik natin yung tradisyon. Ibalik mo yung piko, ibalik natin yung ano. At sana, very basic. Ang gagawin namin nila Dr. Songkol, nila Ma'am Ida after this 2023, kami naman nag-iikot, caravan. So magka-partner kami with our partner schools, kami na pupunta. Imbis na tao pumunta sa simbahan, simbahan na pupunta sa tao. Para lang magkaroon ka ng a community.
Actually, Dean, ito po yung kasunod kong tanong sa inyo. I learned you're doing caravans. There are convergence activities. In fact, there's an upcoming convergence activity. Ang tingin ko po rito, you're already doing some tactical steps here. So ano po ba ang, can you give details on these tactical steps, like the caravan, the convergence? What do interested parties, what will interested parties be expecting from all these activities coming from AAIG?
Yes. Okay, so last year, online, no? Pero nakapunta kami ng regions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, cluster namin. In other words, we partnered with Silliman University, Don Mariano Marcos para makapag-reach. Okay? And it was very, very effective. This time, we want to do it face-to-face. We want to go back, kunyari, Luzon, Visayas, geographical muna, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. And then we will create ripples. We will bring our media connection, etc., to promote the idea of convergence among the four. But they don't have to follow our formula. What's important is that we will summarize the 5 AAIG into a developmental framework para module. Para yung makakatanggap nun can now practice in their own milieu. Kung nasa LGU ka, gamitin mo to. Kung nasa Academe ka o church ka, pwede mong gamitin. In other words, it's the concept of collaboration among the four. When put to practice, then it becomes customized and it will get more support from the people in the field. So hindi ito yung gagawin mo. Hindi. It's more of giving you an inspiration, giving you motivation, giving you insights on how to be your own AAIG. Because remember, philosophically, individually and collectively, who we are is what we do. What I'm doing now in my life is a product of how my parents, my education, my religion, my friends, and my own life thriving mechanisms made me what I am now. Si Dr. Songko, naging professor ko yan. 47 years na kami magkakilala.
Naku, binuko niyo po, sir, ang...
Yeah, ang totoo, mas mukha pa ako matanda sa kanya. Because icon na si Dr. Songko, pati sila Ma'am Ida, sa UST. Mga later on, makikita mo yan, may mga monumento na yan in their honor. Because of the inspiration they gave us as student leaders. So ganun yan, di ba? Meron siyang domino effect. So others will follow. And that's to me, the hallmark of leadership. You nurture leaders to bring out the best in them. Steward lang tayo, Lyndon. Later on, your children will have the better version of you. My kids will have the better version of me. And eventually, our kids will empower the whole community to have a better community, better than ours. Ganun dapat, good, better, best approach in life. Yes.
Tama po, Dean. Dean, matanong ko lang po, from your perspective coming off from the Academe, and from what you have been doing since you've initiated this as a Thomasian within the four walls of the University of Santo Tomas, ano po bang mga challenges ang na-encounter nyo over the years? And how were you able to overcame these challenges? And itong mga darating na taon ng AAIG, gaya niyo, you'll be proceeding with a face-to-face after a while. You'll be proceeding with a face-to-face engagement with the stakeholders. So ano nakikita niyong challenges and how do you plan to overcome this? Kasi tingin namin, ako sa ganang akin, this effort of AAIG should be recognized and the stakeholders should be expanded. Given that we're talking about the future of the Philippines, not to mention the current problem that it will solve in terms of unemployment and economic growth. So, yun po ang tanong. Ano po ang challenges before? How were you able to overcome these challenges? And ano po ang nakikita niyo yung magiging challenge sa future? At ano po ang pinaghahandaan ninyo to meet the challenges?
I like the word you used, no? Instead of problem, you call it challenge. No? Even a problem is not really a problem. Again, as a mindset yan, Lyndon, di ba?
Yes.
To me, a problem, PROBLEM, stands for purposeful roadblocks offering beneficial lesson to enhance our mental strength. So, wow. AAIG...
Tandaan lang po, inilista ko po yan.
So, sige, purposeful roadblocks offering beneficial lessons to enhance our mental strength. So, akala mo lang may problema, pero actually, wala. Okay? Akala mo siya ay tombstone. Hindi. Siya ay stepping stone. Akala mo siya ay mess. Hindi. Meron siya mensahe. So, yan ang attitude ng core group ng AAIG. Alam natin na meron challenges. Kung may challenges, may solusyon. Pero may mga bagay-bagay sa buhay na walang talagang solusyon. Yun papasok ang acceptance. So, among the challenges that we see is probably the element of time. Kasi nga, sa bombardment ng technology, ng ChatGPT, na napakadali ng malaman ng so many things, na sana mas mailagay pa rin natin ang konsepto ng convergence ng apat sa kamalayan, sa consciousness ng mga decision makers. Na sana ang TESDA, na nung panahon natin ang tawag techbook lang, ngayon ay techbook ako, NC2 ako, NC5 ako, certified ako. Nag-iiba yung anyo, nag-iiba yung mindset. So huling banda, kahit na ganong katatag ang iyong industriya, kahit maganda polisiya ng iyong gobyerno, pag hindi mo idikit yan sa nilalabas ng academic in terms of graduates, ganun pa rin ang problema. Bridging the academe and the industry. But if you will champion causes beyond the curriculum, listening and talking to people of hard knocks, then i-lamanize mo yung AAIG, Lyndon. Wag mo siyang i-presenta as highfalutin. This is the answer. This is the be it and end all of solving our dilemma in our society. But position it as a powerful tool to empower people into believing that every person has genius potential in more ways than one. That everyone and one deserves to be happy. If others can, why can't you? This will redefine our mindsets into favoring the more important things in life, not just the physical thrill, the material manifestations. We go deeper and appreciate, and this is what the Thomasian education has molded in us. The 3 C's of passion, commitment, and competence. Tama ba, Lyndon?
Opo.
Nung una, nakala natin drawing lang. Pero nung tumagal tayo sa industriya, sa trabaho, oo nga no, this is the defining character of a Thomasian compared to other graduates. Hindi sa pagmamalaki ha, pero alam natin, sabi ng nila, alam mo, Thomasian ang gagaling, pero napakamahiyain. Hindi sila assertive. Correct? Yung hindi sila assertive, pero alam mong pag may kasama kang 5, alam mo sinong Thomasino. Bakit? Nagsasign of the cross, nagdadasal bago mo simula. Lahat, ang bait-bait. Gusto ka na murahin, pero ang bait mo, ina mo. No? Iyon ang Thomasino eh. So kailangan ngayon, i-pivot natin for them not to become aggressive, but more assertive. Make known what is in the deepest recesses of your heart. Okay? I-converge. Huwag mo sabihin, alumni ka lang. Hindi, huwag mo sabihin, academe ka. Huwag mo sabihin, white collar, blue collar ka. Ang mahalaga, ikaw ay tao. Kailangan mong lumigaya para habang ikaw may buhay, ay magbigay buhay sa mga taong buhay.
Correct. Agree po ako doon. Yung, ang isa sa mga, siguro, mga katanungan ng audience natin at po dito. May parating na convergence. No? In fact, I was being invited by Ma'am Evelyn to attend that. Ano po ang ine-expect ng mga attendees natin sa darating na convergence? You may want to tell our audience more about this upcoming activity.
Yeah, so unang-una ang ating tema ay AAIG Nexus. Nexus means new visions, new frontiers, and new strategies and practices. Okay? So meron tayong 2 platform, format. Unang araw, we will be listening to industry, academe, practitioners, well-known in their fields. And then, after the inputs, first day, the following day, sharing of best practices. So magkakaroon tayo, Lyndon, ng workshops, 4 groups, alumni, industry, academe, government. And then summary will be in the afternoon of second day plenary as to where do we go from here, cover this. What do we do? How do we put to life what we have learned the past day, etc. So during our first day, by the way, Lyndon, we're so happy to announce that this AAIG has the full support of our Father Rector, si Father Richard Ang, because of his 7 trust under his leadership, isa ron yung private-public partnership under the aegis and spirit of AAIG. Kaya when we told him about it, he is also supportive about it. In fact, Vice President for the Academe, Dr. Peralta, has written all our deans to send delegates. So ang delegates natin, we don't only expect to come from the Academe, but also from the alumni, industry, and government sector. And then after this, so visualize natin, there will be a compendium of a summary of thoughts put into one document, and that document will be the one to be brought when we do the caravan. So ito na iiwan natin sa mga stakeholders natin later on. Practice it later on. And then next year, we will think of another, ano naman ang 6 natin, anong 6-year story natin. So it's like a one book, no? Na hindi lang sa isang chapter. Nangyari ngayon yung istorya, patuloy, hanggang nakalima na tayo, Lyndon. At hindi natin alam kung ano pang mararating because we do not plan ahead. We decide according to the dictates of the relevance of what we're having now and we summarize. Yan ang maganda na kasama natin sa grupo. We talk about it, no? Especially with the partnership with the graduate school continuing program for education. So mahalaga nun. Hindi natin inaalis yung research and documentation aspect. Para sa ganon, pag maghanap sila ng mga evidences, well, we have something to show them that this is not all anecdotal, but this is according to so and so from PIC, from PCCI, from MIP, from PACU, from PACOCOA, from PAPSA, etc. So yun ang maganda. Ako, I'm learning a lot because I'm not a researcher, but having the likes of Dr. Songko, Dr. Ida, Dr. Jocelyn in the group, allows you to look at perspectives na wider. Kaya nga, new visions, new frontiers, new strategies and practices. AAIG 2023, the name you can trust. Build it. Pang pamilya, pang eskwela, pang lahat pa. Huwag kalilimutan. AAIG 2023, September 29 to 30, gaganapin sa BGPAP, Thomasian Alumni Center. At naroon po ang ating Lyndon bilang guest.
Ulitin ko lang po, Dean. This will be held on September
29 and 30.
29 and 30.
Yeah, Friday, Saturday.
At BGPAP. Okay. Sa mga matatandang alumni, kagaya namin, baka hindi nyo na po alam ang BGPAP.
Yan. Ang BGPAP po, ito po yung dating gymnasium ng UST. Na po nasaan ang ating Olympic size. Ang tapat po niyan ay malapit po siya sa Pinoval. Malapit po siya sa chapel ng UST. Ito po yung tinayo ng quadricentennial natin na ginawa na siyang Thomasian Alumni Center. BGPAP. Buenaventura, yan.
Ito po yung, in other words, ito po yung lumang gym. Kung saan kayo nanonood ng basketball.
Hindi ko na inabutan yun, Lyndon.
Marami po ako na-witness na basketball game dyan, Dean.
Oh yes, dyan tayo nag-roll, dyan tayo nag-forfeit, remember? Dyan tayo nag-forfeit, etc. etc.
So once again, ladies and gentlemen, the next convergence of AAIG will be held on September 29 and 30. This will be a 2-day event at BGPAP. This is the UST Alumni Center. Beside the UST pool, this is the former site of the UST gym. So, nandun lang siya, medyo adjacent lang siya doon sa ating UST Chapel. Ayan. Okay.
Yes.
So, Dean, may ano ako, no? Meron akong tactical question dito. Kasi from I heard you said research. Ang naririnig ko naman kasi sa mga industry professionals, sa mga industry experts, to bridge the gap, it should be a reiterative process of research, produce, ibig sabihin ng produce, you train, you provide the technical skills, you provide the gap in education, and then you launch. So that highlights what you said about research, highlights the need for research from both the stakeholders, the academe, and the industry. And the alumni is definitely helping that. How extensive are you doing on the research right now as part of the alumni and the academe itself? How extensive is this? Kasi yun lang po ang ano ko parati ko narinig yan. Research, kailangan nila mag-research. Academe and industry, they should work together on research. Ano ba talaga ito and how extensive this is? How important is it as part of the reiterative process to uncover or to solve little by little the education and skills gap that is existing right now?
If there's one thing I can proudly say, is that we are consciously aware of the importance of research. Dati-rate, allergic ako dyan sa word na yan because of the quantitative aspect. Only to realize na there's such a qualitative research which is equally important than providing the quantitative aspect, no? So, yun nga it just so happened that we're so happy, we're so glad that we have the researchers in Dr. Songko and other members of the core team who is always leading us or bringing us to the core na it's not enough to say something anecdotically, but something that is backed up by evidence. Because with this, you can now bring to the consciousness of the academicians, the policymakers, that this is backed up by hard research aspect, no? So to me, that's very important. But more than the research aspect is the collaboration, the partnerships, the possibilities of opening ties with one another. Na talagang hindi lang mas malalim sa collaboration, ito yung community of practice, no? Yung mga talagang kadre na talagang kabahagi na kanilang puso, damdamin at isipan. Na sana after this, lalo ngayon, na nag-iiba na ang kompleksyon ng ating edukasyon, na kailangan yung K-12 natin, yung senior high school natin ay talagang employable. So mangyayari lang yun sa aking pakiwari kapag ang cultural mindset ng mga employer ay magbago, natanggapin nila na kulang man sa edad at etc. Sa experience ay still yung employability aspect. So yung kamalayan is also what you call mind setting or mind shifting, and then leading to a deeper theory called the theory of dissipated structure, that before any breakthrough, there is first a breakdown. So the pandemic gave us a lot of breakdowns, but it is also giving us a clarion call to many breakthroughs, but not at the expense of fundamental values, not allowing AI to dominate the human heart. AI is important, is already there, just like the GCash payment, etc. Before the pandemic, nariyan na yan. The pandemic hastened the use of this thing. So in other words, embrace technology as part of development, but it is not the be it and end all of all development. It's still the development of the human person, that regardless of your economic or whatever status you have in life, you have the inherent intrinsic capacity to develop the best that you could be and become a productive member of our Philippine or humankind society. Yan.
Good to hear that from you, Dean. Very idealistic and of course, sa ganang akin, ito dapat ang ini-embrace yung gustong mag-propagate ng AAIG concept sa kanilang locality, sa kanilang sphere of influence.
Yes, balang araw di ba? Alala mo yung kanta nun, di ba? Meron, AAIG, very pretty, you're the lemon. AAIG.
Hindi ko na yata inabot yan din.
Okay, I admit, inabot ko yun. AAIG, hindi lang pampamilya, pang lahat pa. Para ka nakasandal sa pader. So, di sabi, gagawin natin TikTok yan, etc. We will use the medium of the young. Okay? AAIG is the composition of the core group. It's a collective wisdom. Yung generation natin, ini-impart natin, hindi lang intelligence, hindi lang knowledge, kundi wisdom. I hope the young will never undervalue or disregard. The wisdom of the old, sabi nga, the wisdom of the age beyond numbers, the wisdom of that look. Di ba? So, life is beautiful. Life is perfectly beautiful. No need to wait for the time when you give beautiful eulogy. Wala na, patay na yung tao. Ngayon pa lang, this is a beautiful country. We only have one country. And we will do that. And that is what we can be proud of, Lyndon, sa ating Alumni Association. Hindi lang siya social club. Hindi lang siya sosyalan. Ang daming programa ng andyan ng advokasya. Pag may mga catastrophe, automatic yan. Namimigay, no? Pero hindi lang yung material na bigay. Andun na, kompleto. Spiritual, psychological, material. So I hope all alumni associations around the country, parang PTA yan. Kaya sabi nga namin ng PTA, kaya hindi siya pinupunta. Mama, may meeting daw kayo sa PTA. Ang sagot kagad na nanay, magkano? Ano? Hindi yung ano. Diba? So, ayun. Okay.
Dean, ang dami ko napulot ngayong hapon. I hope yung audience natin, marami rin silang napulot on what AAIG is all about. More than what AAIG is all about, what the AAIG successes were during the last 5 years and where you plan to bring AAIG in the next 4 or 5 years. More than that, maganda pong narinig namin yung inyong passion dito sa advokasya na to. Magandang narinig namin na si Dean Henry Tenedero still bear that teenage idealism in him when it comes to AAIG. Maraming salamat po, Dean. Before we end the program, any last words po for our audience here in the country and abroad?
Thank you very much, Lyndon, for partnering with us in this particular episode. My dear friends, to live a meaningful life, you have to experience many short deaths. Beautiful places in this world are full of obstacles. Thrive, don't just survive. AAIG is just a humble effort to make a difference in people's lives. Join us. Bring it not only in your mind, but bring it in your heart. So as you better yourself, it's nicer to see the betterment of other people because of your better attitude. Thank you.
Salamat po. Ladies and gentlemen, isang masigabong palakpakan ulit, Dean Henry Tenedero. Magandang hapon po ulit sa inyo, Dean, sa ating mga tagapakinig all over the globe. Magandang umaga, magandang tanghali, magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Enjoy the rest of the week. Again, this is Lyndon Soresca your hosts here at Bridges.